Hey guys, welcome to Layman's Term. So today I'm going to show how to get started with C on our Visual Studio Code. So first we're going to go and download the MSYS2. The executable file is what we're going to download, and the Visual Studio Code, which is the obvious. So let me just give you a brief through. Like, our MSYS2 is a collection of tools and libraries for building, installing, and running native Windows software. So some of the native builds are Mingw-w Windows 64, GCC, Rust, Ruby, and many more. But to run a C program on a system, the GCC compiler and Mingw is exactly the build we need, and MSYS2 is providing that. Now, the GCC compiler helps our system interpret the language and convert it into machine level language for understanding it. And the Mingw provides the tools to use it. So, hey, we are done with downloading our Visual Studio Code. So, let's just see. Okay, the directory is there and the Visual Studio Code. And here there are many options. So, like adding the path for shell restarting, and okay, here we go. Installing Visual Studio Code. Let's just wait a bit. Okay, so we're done with setting up a Visual Studio Code. So here is it. There are many options here. I'm gonna go with it later. First, we're gonna check with our current progress with MSYS2. So we're still there. So here I'm gonna actually, there are many steps to actually setting up the MSYS2 in our system, but I'm gonna show you the proper step. I'm also gonna give you the link to this MSYS2 in the description box, and if you want it you can follow the steps from there. It's very easy, but I'm gonna show you exactly what to do and not to get confused over here. So let's see how much we're through with downloading our software here. I'm gonna go and check from the download section. It is buffering a little bit. There may be some problems sometimes. We're just gonna wait and see what happens. Okay, there it comes. We're gonna go with setting up our MSYS2 for 64-bit Windows. There's also the option for 32-bit too, but it's just what your computer needs. If it's 32-bit, go for it. But we're still gonna download the MSYS2. There are options to go for. So this is the directory they're providing for installing, but I'm not gonna go for it. So let me just give and change the directory. I'm gonna give it under the home directory. Okay, so I'm gonna copy the path and I'm gonna paste it. So this is what I'm giving. So, and the shortcut, this is the shortcut name. Now it's installing. That's gonna take some time. We're just gonna wait for it though. You can also see the details here. Okay, so now that the setting up is done, we're gonna run the MSYS2 64-bit now. So as a result of which, it opens up the shell prompt of MSYS2, and now we are going to make some updates using the package management system, Pacman, which the Arch Linux users must be familiar with. But don't worry, I'm gonna go through with it. I'm gonna give a very simplistic way to go with it to completely do with our installation and run our code on Visual Studio Code using the C language. So first, we're gonna write the first line of code, which is pacman hyphen capital SYU, which is basically it updates the package database and the base packages. So it's this simple. So we're gonna see okay, so now we're just gonna wait for it, and let's see. Okay, so now that the first step is done, we're gonna go with our next step. We're gonna run the MSYS2 MSYS from our start menu, and we're gonna update the rest of the base packages using the code now pacman space hyphen capital SU. Now it basically updates the rest of the packages that is still need to be updated. Now we're gonna go for the main part of the video. Where now that MSYS2 is ready, we have to install the tools and the Mingw-w64 GCC to start compiling. So we're just gonna write here to the basic tools that we're gonna need to run our C program. Okay, so we're gonna go with pacman space hyphen capital S space hyphen hyphen needed space base hyphen devil. Then we'll again go with space Mingw hyphen W64. Now those who are with 32-bit, they can write W32, and then we're gonna go with space x86 underscore 64 hyphen toolchain. Okay, so basically what it does, it updates and installs the all the required tools that we're gonna need to run and compile our C code using the GCC compiler. As we're gonna see, it's gonna take much time to download it because it's a very big part. So as we can see, there are basically 19 repositories under the group of this Mingw toolchain, and we are going to proceed with the installation. So just remember to give yes and not no, because then it will stop our whole installation, and it's going to take some time. And it's just a big hassle here. So as we can see while it's downloading, we can see that it's also installing C++, Fortran, Python tools under the Mingw-w64, which I have to say is very useful considering the C++ and the Fortran also uses the GCC compiler. So it just makes our task easy. So if you want to write codes in C++, PHP or Fortran, it also helps us. So it's just a clear way through, but now we can see that it's almost at the end, and it's so it has completed its download. After the installation of the toolset for Mingw is done, we have to update the path to our Mingw bin folder to our Windows path environment. So for that, I'm just gonna go to my 64, and then yeah, it is our file here, and this is a bin. I'm just gonna copy it here like this, and then I'm gonna go to my system environment variables. Okay, so this is, I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna put new here. I'm just gonna copy paste it like this. Okay, so now it's done. Okay, so okay here. So to cross check if it's actually there or not, I'm just gonna go again, look into it, say like, yeah, it's done. Now why we are doing this is because we want to make our system know that we want to use a GCC to write our C or C++ codes. For that we're doing this now. It's time. Okay, so for the basic, now I'm gonna make okay, a folder first here. Let me make a folder. I'm gonna tell you why then. Codes for C. Okay, I'm gonna use it later. Okay, now let me just check if my GCC is working right or not. For this, I'm gonna go to my command prompt terminal. I'm gonna do the version check. Okay, and let me just wait for a bit. Okay, there you go. It's showing the GCC version 11.2.0 is working perfectly. So we are sure that my GCC is gonna compile, it's gonna work just fine. Now we're just gonna go to Visual Studio Code. Okay, let me just make a new file here. I'm gonna name it hello.c. Okay, now I'm just gonna go for print hello world, just the basic of everything. Now, as you can see, do you want to install the recommended extension for C? It's because we don't have an extension in our Visual Studio Code to run C yet. So we're just gonna go and install it. This is the IntelliSense pack. It's installing. Now also, we are also gonna go and install another pack. I'm gonna go for code runner. As you can see, here it is. We're gonna install it too. It's used for running C, C++, Python. Basically, if we have to go to a terminal, write it from there, gonna run it. It simply provides us with a code runner button at our upper right side. We're just gonna run it from there. It's just for making things simple. Okay, so now that all the required extensions are being installed, we're just gonna go back to our main folder, codes for C, and yes, so this is my code. Okay, this is my hello world. It's been a great day. So before running it, I'm just gonna save it, pressing Control plus S. It's saved now, and then I'm gonna run the code using this play button round right here. So as you can see, it's done. Yeah, as you can see, yes, it's printing the output. Hello world, it's been a great day. Now, this is what I did using the run code. You can use Control plus Alt plus N, but if I want to do it from my command terminal, I'm gonna go here. This is using the PowerShell. I'm gonna change it to command prompt. Okay, now we are gonna run the executable file. So dot slash hello dot exe. We are gonna run the executable file. Okay, so that's it. Hello world, it's been a great day, and I really hope you liked my video. Give it a like, subscribe if you loved it. Thank you.